All right, welcome everyone. It is Dawn Duval with Shall We Stamp. I am going to load the comments in. I am going to preface this that my caution light just came on again. I have been working with the Switcher Studio folks for a week now, and if this doesn't work today, then we're going to have to escalate it up to the next level of where we've been. So I'm going to try to see if we can get through this. If it happens to cut us off, I will go ahead and do the video without streaming it, and then I will post it to Facebook as soon as possible. So whatever it cuts off, I'll go ahead and re-record the video, and then I'll post it. I'm just giving you a heads up right now. In the event that happens, I'm in the caution light. It has something to do with my iPad. We have checked, it's a CPU, whatever that thing means. We have checked my internet connection. I've cut off everything. I've silenced everything. My iPad's not that old yet, so it should still be working with the studio program. So anyways, I'm going to go ahead and get started. And again, if you're just joining me, welcome. I greatly appreciate you all being here and your patience. If we do get cut off, I will record the video and post it to Facebook as quickly as possible. So if this is your first time here, let me know. I'd greatly appreciate it. We should be streaming to my Facebook page, business page, and my YouTube account. Let me know if you're out there. If you like what you see, hopefully we don't get cut off, please share the video. If not, then I will post one shortly thereafter. A couple of things. Today is the last day for our seasonal sale, so you have until Mountain Time. I think it's 11:59. So take advantage of the items that are in our annual catalog that are on sale. So if you need cardstock, ribbon, or anything of that nature, go ahead and take advantage of the sale. And with that being said, the other thing is, and this was supposed to start on Tuesday, but obviously I was late because we didn't get to do a video. I'm now offering the weekly card kits for free when you place a qualifying order through my online store. So even though we didn't do Facebook, that will apply to today as well. So if you place a $35 order before shipping and tax by Sunday, then I will send you the card kits to make to each of the two cards that I will be demonstrating. Actually, I'm going to be demonstrating 3. So you'll get 3, which means you'll have 6 cards, card kits. I'll go ahead and give you all 3. So I'm going to demonstrate, we're only going to make, well, actually, I'm going to scratch that. I'm going to give you 2 because I'm making 2. I've made 3 extras to show you what they look like. So my apologies. You'll get 4, 2 of each card kit. I'll mail that to you once I receive your confirmation of your order with Stampin' Up! Through my online store, and you must use my host code for the month of November, which is 2NB6Y23C. Use that so that I'll know that you qualify for these kits, and then they will go out into the mail, and you should get them within a couple of days. And I'm going to do that starting going forward every Tuesday, Facebook Live as well. All right, so let's go ahead and get started just in case this thing decides to cut me off. We're going to do a new flip fold card. So let me go ahead and switch the camera down to the desk. Now, this card, it's very simple. So you can, I made 3 of them yesterday in no time. So it's, we're using the snow, I think it's Snow Globes or something, a Snowy Christmas. I'm not sure what the name of it is. It's the one that has the little houses and everything. And what we're going to do, look at that, isn't that cute? So you open it up. This piece here we're going to cut, and then we're going to glue it down. So really, you're only opening 3/4 of the card. But I thought it was something different. I copied this from Susan Stampfield. And I thought it was a great card, especially if you're somebody that's just starting out with stamping. This is a great card that you can do, that you can use. And it's a wow card. So that's what we're going to make. I've got 2 selections that we're going to do today. So let's go ahead and get started just in case the computer decides to not cooperate. And then at the end, I will show you the other 2 cards that I made. All right, so let's go ahead and get started. I'm going to start with this reindeer paper. And isn't that gorgeous? And this is the back of it. So I'm using our pecan pie cardstock. All right, so the first thing that we want to do is we're going to cut our cardstock at 4 1/4 by 11, and then we're going to score it at 5 1/2. All right, so we're going to cut at 4 1/4, and then you're going to turn it, rotate it, and half of 11 is 5 1/2. So we're going to score it at 5 1/2. Okay, so we're going to make our score mark. Now, the next thing you want to do is you want to turn your card back, and I'm going to line it up at the 1-inch mark, which you can see on my left side. So we're going to line it up at the 1-inch mark, whichever is easier for you on your cutting board, that's fine. So with Stampin' Up's trimmer, we have the ability, and as you can see, I've placed double-sided tape right here so that I can see my inches, all right? So I'm going to line my scoring blade up at the 5 1/2 mark, which is where we scored, right? So I'm going to place it down. We're in that 1 inch, moved over 1 inch, and then I'm just going to cut up to the top that 1 inch, all right? And then we're going to remove this and move the paper trimmer out of the way. That's all we have to do for the card base. And then we're going to cut our designer series paper, and then I'll show you how we're going to put this together. All right, so we're going to cut. I need so our length of our card is going to be 5 1/2, 5 1/2, right? So I need to have it 5 1/2 this way. So which I'm going to cut it at 5 1/4, because we want to leave a little bit of a 1/4 inch between that and the card base. So I'm going to cut my paper at 5 1/4 because I want my length. That's how I want the length of my card, right? So that gives me my length. And now I am going to mark this at 3 inches. So we're going to cut this at 3 inches, and you can adjust how you want your paper. Actually, let me turn it because I think this might give us a better scene. Let me see what these will look like. Yeah, I'm going to turn it this way because this way I've got more reindeers that we can see. So just play with your pattern paper and you'll see. All right, so this is cut at 3 inches, and then we've already cut it at 5 1/4. All right, so that's the piece that we're going to need to create our piece for the front of the card. All right, now let me see, that's my 5. All right, that's it. So now the next one I need to cut is I'm going to flip this over, and this is at 5 1/4, right? Well, this one's a little bit longer, so we're going to no, this is at 5 1/4. We're going to cut 3/4 of an inch. So this is going to be for that piece where we cut it into an inch. So I'm going to cut this at 3/4, and we're going to use this to apply to the front of our card. Hi, Patty. Hopefully we don't get cut off. If we do, I will record the video and post it. We have been working with the team up at Switcher Studio, and now if this doesn't go through tonight or today, then they're going to escalate it up to the next level. We've been working on this for a week now. Isn't that crazy? Okay. So then the next thing we're going to do is we need a piece of basic white, and we're going to cut this at another 3 inches by 5 1/4. So we're going to cut 3 inches here, and I'll go back and show you if you just joined us where we are in the process. Keep this because you can use that for your sentiment. Then I'm going to turn my cardstock, and again, we're going to cut this at 5 1/4 as well, okay? So we're at 5 1/4, which it already is cut that way. All right, so going back, for those that just joined, we're taking a 4 1/4 by 11 by piece of cardstock. This is pecan pie. We're going to fold it. We're going to score it 5 1/2, and then on the score line, you want to line up your paper trimmer, and from that score line, you want to move it over 1 inch, and you're going to cut all the way up so we have a flap. All right, so I'm going to fold these back, and I'm going to give them a good burnish. And you can have your flap going on whichever side of the card you want. Mine's going to be on the right, but it's up to you. If you want, you just flip your paper around a different way. This is, I think, just another cute way. All right, so next we're going to, and you want to make sure you get your score lines, get these straight, because we don't want them button up with each other. And I need to just adjust this one just a little bit. All right. Okay, so I took a piece of the reindeer paper and I cut 3/4 of an inch, and we're going to add that to this piece. But before I do that, I'm going to go ahead and glue this piece down, because this piece is going to stay down so it doesn't move. All right, so we're going to, so we're going to move that and put that right here, glue that down, and then we'll come in with our 3/4. And I'm flipping the paper over because I want to have a different design than I do on this beautiful reindeers. And we'll add that to the front. And this is just a different way. It's got snowflakes, so I really think it's pretty. And I'm using this not only for that, but I love with the reindeers. Don't you just love this paper? Isn't that gorgeous? I just love it. And then we're going to attach that right there. And this is 3 inches by 5 1/4. Very easy card. I knocked these out. I made 3 of them, and I'll show you the next 2 when I get done, after we make our second card. I'll show you the other ones, but it's so easy, so you could really knock this out in no time. So we're going to attach this here. Now, we want to make sure that we've got the paper lined up, because we don't want it to look like it's too far off, right? All right, so there's the front of our card. Now we're going to come back, and bear with me, I'm grabbing a piece of basic white because I don't have a piece for my second card. I just realized that. Hang on. Okay. All right. So now we've got our other piece of basic white that we're going to add to the inside, and I'm going to stamp this, and this is going to go right here. All right. So we're going to stamp this. Since this is in pecan pie, I'm going to use the Pretty Peacock, because I like that. I love this color. And I have pulled in some retired stamps, some Christmas stamps. So just bear with me. And I think I'm going to, some of these I've already used. So I think this one I'm going to put Merry Christmas. And these are the ones that don't stick. So hopefully it doesn't fall off on us, right? So we're going to, I probably should have picked something a little bit different, right? All right, so I'm going to put a little bit of glue on here, and hopefully that's going to hold it for us for just a minute. I'm going to kind of blow on it, let it dry out. And then I'm going to pick a piece out while we're waiting for that to kind of get tacky. I'm going to put, probably going to put Time for Tinsel, I just love this stamp set. It's one that we've always had. This one's sticky. So I'm going to go ahead and pop this on, and I'm going to stamp the white piece while I'm waiting for that piece there to get sticky. And I'm stamping it in the Pretty Peacock. I just thought that would go well with the color. We could do the pecan, but I think I'm not. So I'm just going to place this kind of at the top, and then it gives you room to write your message. All right, so we've got that. And then we'll use a different sentiment for the next card. All right. Okay, so that one, now we're going to, give me 1 second, let me take this guy off my block. Whoopsie, he already came off, we'll clean him later. Let's get this guy on here. All right, and then this one we're going to cut down, and then we'll put everything together. So we've got our Pretty Peacock again. So I'm going to stamp this here, and I know this is going to be a little bit wide, but we're going to cut that down. All right, so let me close my ink pad so I don't get stuff all over me. All right, so let's go ahead and attach the inside of our card. And again, this is 3 by 5 1/4, and these are going to make really, really fast, cute, quick cards. So I thought this might be appropriate for today, not knowing how long I have before this thing may cut off on me. So we put Pretty Peacock ink, and then that gives us enough room that we can write our message. Isn't that pretty? All right, and then we're just going to work on our message. So we're going to get some doodads. We're going to get some glitter things out, and I'm probably going to pull some of these. I think these are retired, but that's okay. All right, let's go ahead and cut. See, now my video seems like it's going a little fast, so I might have to tell them about that as well. I'm trying to keep an eye on everything that's going on, so now it seems like it's going fast with me. From what I can see. So I'm going to let him know that as well. I tell you, this is crazy. That's why I didn't do Facebook Live on Tuesday night, because I was afraid it was going to cut off. So I'm just trimming down my sentiment. And you just trim it down to whatever size paper and sentiment you have. So I'm not going to give you these measurements because it really isn't going to matter, right? And then I'm going to trim this down again. I'm going to put a little bit right there. And hopefully that this cuts. All right, there we go. All right, so now we have our sentiment. And we're going to add that with some dimensionals to the back, to the front of our card. But I'm going to find some twine. Give me a second. I'm going to use some twine. Let's see, what do we have in here that we can use for twine? Have you seen the cording trim? Isn't that pretty? Let's try that. It's Lost Lagoon. That should work with it as well. Let's add some color. We'll tie a bow. All right, we're going to put some dimensionals, and I'm using my leftovers. Hang on a second. I can't get my stuff out of my tray. All right, so we're going to trim up and put some dimensionals. Now, one thing you want to make sure that you don't put the dimensionals on, you want it to be, don't put it on the right side, so you want to leave enough room. So we're going to put one here. I'm going to put one right next to it, and then I should be able to put one right about here. Let me just make sure, yeah. And then we can have that go on there, and it's not going to glue because it'll go just like that. All right, so y'all can see that. Okay. So we're going to do that, and then I'm going to cut some of this twine, and let's wrap it around and tie a bow. Let's wrap it around. Give me a minute. I'm just going to do it and wrap it, and then I'll slide it up because that gets a little wonky, right? So we're going to wrap it. I'm going to wrap it once there, and then I'm going to bring this one around, and then we'll tie a bow, and then I will. This is part of the Awesome Otters. Just that suite that I did a week ago. So, which I'm going to do again this next Tuesday. I'm going to show that set because that's absolutely stunning. I absolutely love it. All right, so let's tie a bow, and we'll trim this down because I got too much of the cord, but I really like this cording. I hope they come out with more of this. I did look at the new catalog yesterday that's coming out, but it was last night, and I was a little tired, so I'll have to go back and look at it again. So if you want that opportunity, you can sign up as a demonstrator, and you get to see all of the new catalogs come out a month and a half early, and it's going to be celebration. So we've got some really neat celebration items, which I'm really pleased with. So I kind of moved this. I made this a little tighter than I should have. Usually I can't do, oh, it's because I got a dimensional there. That's why. That's why. There we go. All right, so let's go ahead. I should have taken my backing off, huh? All right, so let's take this off, and we're going to go ahead and plop this down, and then I'm going to trim. Actually, let me trim off my tails now because they are a tad long, don't you think? So let's just trim, and we'll trim this one. We'll do like that. I hate wasting. Don't you? I just hate to waste stuff. All right, so we've got our... and I want to get it past the Mary because you can't see the M on the Mary. And I think it's because I've got my dimensional there. That's why it's not wanting to move. But it's okay. We'll make it work. I'll just keep scooching it over. There we go. All right, so I'm going to lay that. I'm going to put it right here where there's not a lot of the deer. And I'm going to set it, and then let me just try to scooch it over. One more, a little bit more. Once I lift it off the dimensional, it should be fine. All right, let's get that going. All right, let's see if we got enough. Yeah, I think we can see it. All right, so we're going to lay that right about here. So I'm going to pop that down on these dimensionals, and then we've got our little bow. And then I'm going to add these little red. I want to pull some of that red in. So let's go ahead and just put a couple of these on here. That will add a pop of that color. Just put one here. Oh, I was going to make it flat. Oh, well, I was going to cut this as a tag, but I've already laid it down, so I'm not going to do that. I'll do it on the next one. And let's put one here. And then, of course, you got to have them in oddballs, right? So let's put one right here on that little berry. All right, isn't that cute? So there is the first card. All right, so again, you're just going to cut it up 4 1/4 by 11, and then open it up, and there is our sentiment. Isn't that cute? I mean, it's such a quick and easy way to make cards. All right, so that one's done. Let's move on to the next one. And then I'll show you the other two that I've done. All right, the next one we're going to be using this beautiful, I love this paper too. So we're going to use shade. Has been becoming one of my favorite green colors. You know, I love green, as you all probably know, and Pretty Peacock, Lost Lagoon, anything like that. And Shaded Spruce is another one that's becoming one of my favorite. I like to use it, so I'm glad that they've come out with a lot of the holiday stuff because I don't feel like I've used it enough this summer. All right, so we're going to cut this down at 4 1/4. Put that over there and turn. We're going to score at 5 1/2. Okay, so 5 1/2 score. Now I'm going to flip this back and I'm going to line this up at the 1 inch mark. So I'm going to move it over to the 1 inch on our paper trimmer to the right. So that's the 1 inch mark. All right, and then I know it's a good way to use up the DSP. And then I'm going to move my blade down to the 5 inch mark, and on our trimmers you can see that we have it on the side, and I have a piece of tear and tape so it shows me my numbers. So I'm going to place it right at the 5 1/2 mark, and then I'm just going to cut straight up, and that's 1 inch. All right, and then that's all we have to do with that one. And then we're going to come in with our paper, and we're going to do the same thing that we did before. I need 5 1/2 length. I'm 5 1/4. So we're going to move this down to the 5 1/4 mark and cut. And this is the one that I love, this green. Isn't that beautiful? I love this. And we used that not too long ago as well. All right, so we're going to cut now. Again, we're going to cut this at 3 inches. And I just love all the packaging. And if you really want to get particular, you can move your paper and cut it so that you can have whatever design you want within that 3 inch mark. And unfortunately, it looks like I'm going to cut part of the tree off, but that's okay. It'll be all right. All right, and then I need a 3/4 of an inch, right? Because I'm going to put this down. So I'm going to take the other piece that's left over and move that over to the 3/4 of an inch. And we'll go ahead and cut that piece. And now we have that we need as well. Put this over for the next card. And then I need my I need a 3 inch for my inside of my card. So we're going to cut 3 inches. And then we're going to cut that down to 5 1/4 as well. I think that's right, 5 1/4. Yeah, everything's at 5 1/4 for the most part. All right, so there we should be ready to go on this one. So that's all the cutting we have to do. All right, so let me bring this in. All right, so again, we're going to fold. I'm going to fold my crease. See how if you don't fold it and hold it right, then your cardstock's not going to line up. So let's go ahead and give that a good burnish. And then I'm going to fold my other piece in. And this is just a good way just to make sure you get it lined up, because without that piece being there, it tends to want to flop over, right? And we don't want it to flop. So let's just, I'm trying to move it with my thumbnail just to get it to where it's even. And then I'll come in with my bone folder, and we're going to give that a good crease. And then that is all lined up the way that it needs to be. Okay, see how easy this is? All right, so we're going to go ahead and add this beautiful green stripe there. Isn't that gorgeous? Ah, I love that. I love that side of the paper. I think Stampin' Up! Has outdone themselves with the holiday paper. What do you all think? I think they have. And if you're just joining, welcome. I do want to let you know that I am offering the card kits now from any class that I do online. The orders need to be in by the Sunday of that week. You'll place an order through my online store to get the card kits, and you'll get 2 of each design. And you spend a $35 order, you'll get the kits mailed to you for free. And then also, if you place a $50 order, then I will send you a free embellishment of a full pack, as well as the kits to create the 2 cards. And then you can use whatever stamp set, right? In this case, it's just the paper. So you'll have the ability to use whatever stamp set you have for the holidays. And then depending on what we do going forward, then you may want to buy the stamp or use your own supplies. All right, so there we go with that one. Now we're going to come in with our sentiment. Let's pick a different one. Let me clean off my stamps real quick. Bear with me 1 second. I'm just going to spray them so they don't get all funkydelic. Whoopsie. I spray my stamps a lot of times just because it does help to get the ink off. So I'm just going to spray those a tad. All right, now let's see. Since we've already done that one, let's see. What else do we want to put in here? We could do, let's do, how about Season's Greetings and Friends Like You Make the Season Special, or we do Love and Joy Come to You and May It Last the Whole Year Through. May this be a Christmas to remember and cherish. I think that one goes with that one because the writing is similar. Let's do, I'm going to do Friends Like You Make This Season Special. So I'm going to do that one. All right, so let's go ahead and pull these out. And I'll get my block that I've sprayed and now it's wet. That's okay. Friends Like You are special. Let me do it this way. Okay. And then we're going to use the seasons for the season, and we'll do Season's Greetings. How's that? So we'll use that one. And this is from the Christmas to Remember. This one recently retired. I try to keep most of these sets. I just found, and Patty, you'll appreciate this, I think. I just found my Merry Mice and the North Pole, which has the cat and the dog. So I'm going to make some of those to send out to for the holidays. All right, so since we're using shaded spruce, and that's what we're going to use for the ink for this particular card, and I'm going to stamp on the inside, Friends Like You Make the Season, Make This Season. So we're going to ink that up, and I'm placing it towards the top to give us room to write our message. Ah, that's crooked. That's not good. I must have my stamp on here. I think I do. I have it crooked. Let's try this again. Let's do it this way. I'm going to try to turn my stamp a little bit. Hopefully that's not too crooked. Okay, perfect. Woo! Ooh, I think I've been drinking. All right. Oops, what am I doing? I need this. I got to stamp my other one. See, I'm not thinking. All right, let me take this one off and get my Season's Greeting. I'm going to put this one on at an angle. People always ask why I do that, and I do that because I don't want to, I want it to force me to get it straight. That's why. All right, I'm going to save this one. Well, I'll use this piece even though it's a little bit bigger. And again, we're going to use the Shaded Spruce and Season's Greetings. And so I'm going to stamp this towards the bottom. That way I only have to cut hopefully one time. So let's do that. Perfect. All right. Put this out of the way. Okay, so let me bring in the paper trimmer real quick, and we're going to trim this guy up. And we're going to pop that down right about here. And again, you're going to do whatever size paper for your sentiment. Perfect. I think that will be fine. It's a little, we got a little much on the ends, on the bottom, so let's just trim it. Just going to cut a hair off or so. If I get it, hopefully it's not going to turn on me, it'll be straight. Let's give it a shot. All right, I think that'll work. That was a little too much white, I think, on the bottom. Okay. All right, so now we just need to put everything back together. So let's go ahead and pull in our white. And bear with me, I'm going to grab some of the ribbon. I just realized we have Shaded Spruce. And I think that's going to be pretty. So we're going to tie a bow using our Shaded Spruce ribbon. All right, so let's go ahead and attach our Friends Like You Make This Season Special. All right, we're going to pop that on the inside. Oh, we haven't glued down our other side. Hang on, let's do that first. I forgot. Got too busy talking. Let's do that one first. I just feel more comfortable. That way I can force my other one. All right, so let's do that. Let's go ahead and get this guy in here. Make sure it lays even with the cardstock. And it does, so we're going to do that. All right, now we can place this one in here. I probably could have done it the other way, but I just feel more comfortable this way. And we're going to line that one right up with a little border as well. Whoopsie. All right, get that in here so y'all can see. Sorry about that. Okay. All right, so there's the inside of the card. Now we're going to do the outside. So we've got Season's Greetings. Now this one I will do a banner. So I'm just going to cut it up right kind of what I think is the center. And then just come in from each corner. And then that allows you to get a nice, nice looking flag. All right. And then we're going to add our dimensionals to the back. And again, we want to keep it where it's not going to interfere with the closing of our card, or the opening of our card, I should say. And I'll just add another piece. And that's going to go, because this one's going to be a little bit long, so we can put that right about here. So we'll add that right there. All right, so let's do, and then I'm just going to tie a bow, and then we'll attach it to the sentiment. I'm not going to wrap it around. We'll just, because the thread that is a little bit wide for the ribbon. All right, so there's my piece of dimensional, and I you know, you just hate to cover up the paper, right? Because it's so pretty. Oh, so I guess I'm going to put it right about here. All right, this almost goes from edge to edge, so we're going to go ahead and do it like that. All right, and then we're going to tie a quick little bow because that looks a little naked. So let's do that, and we'll get that tied and glue him down. We'll use some, we're going to use some glue dots. Let me get this rolled up some. Hang on a minute, and we'll pull it. And as always, you want to make sure you pull your tails and get them as tight. I'm trying to make them as small as I can, so when I pull it, it's going to make your bow bigger. So you just want to tighten it, but the more you pull it, it's going to move. So you just have to play with it until you get it to the size that you want. There we go. Now we're getting it tight. Okie doke. And why that one looks like it's fraying. Ew, what happened there? All right, hang on a minute. This guy needs to go. Oh, that's all right. All right, so we've got that. I think that looks fine. So let's trim up these tails. I don't want them too big. I'm going to hang this at an angle because it's going to be kind of like, I think what I'll do is, I could put it like that, I guess. That would probably look pretty, don't you think? All right, so let's put some glue dots. Let me get those little guys on here. So let's take our glue dots, and they are on the back of this, so let's put one. Whoopsie. I'm going to put 2 or 3, actually. I'm going to put them on the back of the, I like to put them on the back of the bow. Don't ask me why, I just do. I guess it's no different than attaching them to the paper, right? Actually, I might put 3, because I think I got room. So we're going to add another one right in the center, and then I'm going to add another one towards the left side. And then, all right, and we'll put that one there. All right. Okie dokie, we'll get that in there. And we're going to put that sideways. That's going to add a little pop of color. All right, so there's that one. And this piece there looks like it's fraying, but I'm going to have to deal with that. Okay, so then the last thing I want to do is I do want to add some additional bling to this. Now I'm debating if I want to add, hold on, I'm looking for them. These are the Riverside Irregular Pearls. I'm thinking about adding some of those because they're iridescent, or putting the red on there. What do y'all think? Give me some input. What do y'all think? Iridescent or the little red rhinestones? I think the red might be better to pull it out. That's what I'm thinking. All right. I think I'm going to go with red. Unless I hear from somebody before I put this. All right, red it goes. So we'll just add some red. Give it a pop of color over here so it kind of blends in with our card. We're going to add bubbles on the Christmas tree. And we'll put one right over here. How's that? All right, so there are our cards. And let me move some of this out of the way, and I'll what I created last night as well. All right, so there's this card. Oh, good, I did use red. So we put 3 on there. So again, this one opens up. Isn't that beautiful? And then here's the one we just made. Just using different types of designer paper. Gives you an idea of how you can use up that paper and make some really quick, fast, quick, easy holiday cards. All right, here's another one using this holiday paper. This is on a base of garden green. And I like the candy canes. All right, and then I did this one with the reindeer of the different reindeer paper, and this is on a base of real red with the paper turned over, which has got the light bulbs, the little colored lights. And then I stamped that on the inside. And then the last one I did, I used the nest of, whatever, the nest of birds or nest of nature. And I just thought this would make a really pretty holiday card. And this is on Coastal Cabana. Isn't that really pretty? And then this is some retired red and gold that we had a couple years ago ribbon. So I tied that little bow to kind of pull the reds together. And then I stamped on the inside with that as well. So that just goes to show you how quick and easy these cards are to make. And don't forget, if you place an order in my online store by Sunday, you have until, Sunday evening, $35 order, use the host code that I provided at the beginning of the video. Then I'll mail you the card kits, 2 of each of the 2 that I made, and you'll get those for free in the mail once I have confirmation that your order has been placed. All right, everybody, thank you so much for joining me. Keep our fingers crossed we didn't close out today. Hallelujah. So enjoy these cards. If you have any questions, please reach out. And don't forget, the link below the video is to my online shopping store. And if you have any questions, you can also reach me as well. Thanks again, everybody. Have a great Friday and a wonderful weekend.